This is a perfect example. Right. So before when we were doing this, I want to back up because I want people to hear you play the rhythm.
Okay.
And how you were talking about how you're hearing a drummer in your head. And I think that's really important because a lot of the guys that come over that I like the way, especially this hand plays, they all say that exact same thing.
Yeah.
So can you tell them what you were telling me before? Like you play the rhythm and let them hear your version of it.
So, okay, I'll play it for you first. And then let's turn this. So it's this nice descending thing, you know? But what's happening is like every part that I play, like my right hand is really important. And really, it's another thing, you talk to guys, a lot of players will agree that like people, they underestimate the real value of rhythm guitar playing and how important it is and how significant it can be. I mean, you find some of these guys like that are true masters of rhythm guitar playing and you're just like, oh my gosh.
It's a totally different experience.
It's a whole nother kind of monster.
Yeah.
Like there's not only one kind of monster, you know, player. Yeah. It's like, you don't have to be this guy to be a freaking monster. I mean, there's so many different examples of guys like that. And so anyways, but for me, everything I do is rhythmic because I grew up on a lot of James Brown.
Okay.
And I played with James Brown a lot. And him and his band.
Dude.
Yeah. And so, you know, it was great. And there's nothing better. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing better for your rhythm and your right hand playing and really dialing it in than playing along with James Brown records and learning funk and stuff. But for me, my right hand is always keeping time as if it's a drummer. So there's the accent. And so there's always the snare hit usually in what I'm playing. The snare hit is there, and then the rest of the time, the in-between is like the hi-hat. So you just imagine your foot's playing the kick, and everything else, the hi-hat and the snare is happening with the right hand. But the snare hits is what gives you that, you know, you accentuate that hit, and it gives more life and bounce to the rhythm part. So you snare, hit, whack. It also gives it more of a pocket because the drummer's playing with a pocket, hopefully. And a lot of the time, with grooves like this, he should be on the back side of the beat, right? So you gotta play that if you wanna be with him. Otherwise, you're gonna be playing straight and you're gonna be pulling against him because he's trying to be on the back side and you're just playing dead on and it's not gonna be good. So, you know, you wanna... That's on the back side of the beat. And then you know, if you do that well enough, you can ask to get paid twice because you're essentially the drummer and the guitar player.
I taught him what to play. So I would imagine you incorporate that into your lead playing as well.
Yeah, well, exactly. So like there's a lot of things where you can find chords, and primarily when I get, you know, funky and I start doing that kind of stuff, it's that kind of, I don't know what it's called, the Jimi Hendrix chord.
I don't know what it's called either.
But, you know, you do it here, right? But if you're gonna really do it, like if I'm in A, you can do it up here, but I like doing it this because I just play the root note and then those two, and you just mute the G strings. So you You know what I mean?
Whatever. You know what's interesting is when you were doing it, you're so used to keeping the beat. It's funny because you were doing it all one way, and then for a second there was like a split second, and then you did it with an upstroke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your brain is so locked into that thing. It's interesting to watch you switch gears that fast.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like, you know, if I was to break it down, if we got into a real kind of formal like breaking down of solos and things like that, there's a lot of like back and forth and upstrokes and things like that that are real nuanced parts of what I play. Rhythm guitar playing and lead guitar playing, that happens in the subconscious. Like I don't really think about it. It's just my hand just does it intuitively because of whatever. That's just what sounds right to me. And a lot of raking, you know.
Give me an example of what that is.
Well, so you get that.
Yeah.
Instead of going, I mean, that's like Foxy Lady or something like that, but it also, in this context, feels kind of basic.
Sure.
If I'm playing Foxy Lady, it sounds badass.
Yeah.
But in this context, when it's real funky, it sounds basic. But you do that, you rake it back.
Yeah.
It just adds another layer, it adds another dimension to what it is. And it's simple. It's just something simple that's not flashy, but it adds depth and dimension to what you're playing and to the whole track.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It's like ghost notes on a snare. Like Chris Layton is the master of ghost notes on a snare, especially in shuffles and stuff. And I remember when we were first doing records with him, and you really hear it when you mic the bottom side of the snare and you hear all those notes, they really shine through. And you put it in the context. Most people, when they're listening to a song, they're just focusing on the 2 and the 4, or, you know, 1 and 3 or whatever it is, wherever the snare hit is. But once you solo the snare, you hear all the in-between stuff. And then you're like, wow. And then you put the mix back up, and then you hear what he's adding to the whole vibe of the song. So it's like all the in-between stuff that really makes a huge difference that most people don't even realize. You can't unless you really pay attention to it, you can't kind of put your face